And welcome back to 23 ABC. Natural disasters, mass casualties, and pandemics. Hospitals across the country are preparing for the unknown like they didn't do decades ago. Amanda Brandeis explains how billions are being spent to safeguard these facilities.
You're not sure what the conditions are going to be 5 years, 10 years. No one would have expected COVID was going to hit us.
On our darkest days, hospitals are among the places we rely on.
When you design a hospital, you've got to be able to design it for 50 or 60 years.
Eric Schultz spent the last decade designing this one, less than a mile from an active fault line.
What's hard about healthcare, in my opinion, is you don't have to be experts at just healthcare. You have to be experts at a lot more of that.
Like earthquakes.
The shocks magnified enormously here. Gas mains are exploding.
As video from this documentary on the California earthquake of 1971 shows.
Olive View, a brand new $40 million hospital dedicated just 6 months ago.
Today's standards rooted in lessons learned over decades.
It is an incredibly dense building.
Made with 27,000 tons of steel, it's the heaviest building per square foot in North America.
A lot of large hospitals have employed this sort of technology. This is the latest.
The next line of defense is underground. 126 base isolation devices to absorb shock and minimize shaking.
We also have these really large shock absorbers. These are viscous dampening devices. So if the building does start moving, these things make sure that it returns.
The seismic devices playing a role beyond structure resilience.
For the thousands of people that would be in a building during a seismic event, they are going to not have that same level of kind of psychological trauma by experiencing such intense shaking.
And it's designed to be fully functional after powerful earthquakes.
Sustainable for up to 72 hours without any outside electricity, any outside water, any outside utilities.
After Hurricane Katrina, hospitals had to design new structures able to withstand failing levees. Tampa Bay, Florida's Level 1 Trauma Center is also planning decades ahead, bracing for floods and expanding to support the growing population. This year, hospitals in Texas face power, water, and food supply disruptions during an unprecedented stretch of below freezing temperatures.
It's impossible to predict, but you try to design flexibility, and that's the shape of the building. It's thinking about infrastructure for the future.
The adult and children emergency departments are now under one roof.
When the unexpected happens, like a mass casualty event or a global pandemic, one emergency department can provide extra space for the one next door.
After COVID, new hospitals will likely account for patient surges.
You also don't want to just build a bunch of empty beds. That is a significant problem in it of its own. So how do you adapt? Flexibility is the key.
The best line of defense when building for the future.
Something that you know is going to be there for the next 50, 60, maybe even 70 years.
In Loma Linda, California, I'm Amanda Brandeis reporting.